They did it. They added a big-ass paid DLC expansion for Outriders in the form of the Worldslayer upgrade expansion, and I played it a little bit today and absolutely loved it. Is this update for you? You got to pay for it. No freebie on the old Game Pass for Xbox. We'll get into it, but the too long didn't read version is if you love the combat of the first game, if you enjoyed everything about this besides, well, server instability and stuff, which I can't comment on, then I thoroughly recommend it. If you're looking for an entirely different game, or you didn't even like the first one, I can only wonder why the hell you clicked this thumbnail to watch this video. But this game does a fantastic job of remedying the huge problems that started when this game shipped, namely the form of big, huge upgrades and updates and additions to the endgame content, which quite literally is all I care about. Without further ado, let's get into why the hell we want to play this, what's so cool about it, and why I love this addition to the endgame content. Running in the background is a Apocalypse Tier 17 run on Molten Depths, my new favorite expedition from the New Horizon patch a few months ago on my awesome anomaly trickster. Let's go. Look, man, I don't know what to tell you, but I love grinding. I can grind until my eyes hurt to blink and I cannot see, and my friends are yelling at me to shoot the gun, and I'm literally flying blind out here because I've been playing for 17 hours straight. My butt is caked to the chair because I'm soaking in Southern California sweat. So, if you're like me, yo, this expansion is exactly what the doctor ordered. I gotta be honest, I didn't load up the new campaign because there is a new campaign edition. I read online that it's a couple hours long. That sounds great. I don't give a shit. I want to play Endgame. I want to run expeditions. I want to run the new Trial of Tarja Gratar. I hope I said that right. I don't see a pronunciation guide on, on this webpage. And that's what we get. The Tarja Gratar is a new dungeon, which is sort of similar to the existing expeditions that we've had in this game the whole time. The main difference is that there is targeted loot drops, which is really cool. So if you are trying to farm for a specific thing, whether it's a helmet or a certain gun or armor, you can find that on the internet. I don't have that in front of me. I can't read it to you, sorry. But I know that the benefit of running this Tarja Gratar, aside being slightly different variation of the expeditions, is a cool way to seek out specific loot items based on smaller drop pools. So that's really cool. Let's talk logistics really quickly. I paid $35 to upgrade the existing Outriders game on my Xbox. I believe it's a bit more expensive if you never purchased Outriders, but it's about $35-40 for the new expansion. I know that's almost the price of a... Actually, not really. Games are so fucking expensive nowadays. So it's like, what, half of a cost of a full-fledged AAA game at 35-ish bucks. So it's a pretty nifty purchase. I know for a person like me who loves to grind, I needed this. I love grinding. I can game for 85 hours straight if I have an objective. And that's a perfect segue to talk about the first thing you're going to grind when you have this Worldslayer pack. The first new addition is the advent of the Ascension levels. Ascension levels are very similar to what they added to the Borderlands franchise in the form of Badass or Myth rank. Ascension levels are basically bonuses for your character that are not already available in your skill tree. And these, you can see on the screen here, fall into 4 categories for guns, AP power, tankiness, and then this other one, I'm not even sure how I would describe it, but it's got very helpful general skills that could benefit every type of character regardless of using a gun or an anomaly-based build. These things are very sweet. They are not huge bonuses. If you look, they are fractions, tiny 0.1 here, half a percentage there, 1% there, but they add up. Each of these go up to 10, I believe, because you can only max out your Ascension rank at 200, which that sounds like a lot of grinding because I played for a couple hours today and I think I got to like 18. What does that say? So didn't make a ton of progress, but these things are certainly noticeable. You can see them reflected in your stats, and it's a great way to build your character strength as you move up to the newly increased enemy levels. In this game, the character level is capped at 30. You go up to 30 levels and then you're done. Your class tree is all set, but the enemies continue to get stronger. And before this expansion, the gear went up to level 50. So it's sort of like your character's 50 because your gear keeps getting stronger as you upgrade it, progressing through the expeditions. But now that enemy level goes up to 75. And I can assure you, when I stopped, the only reason I stopped playing to make this video, because I really could have just kept playing for 16 more hours, was because I actually needed to turn the difficulty down. Yo, it gets so expensive to upgrade your gear past level 50. It's a little ridiculous. I enjoy the challenge, but for a frame of reference, my level 53 gear was costing me over 180,000 drop pod points. And I spent all my drop pod points on God knows what before I stopped playing this game, so I was barren, bereft of drop pod points. It's going to be a bit of a grind to get those points up to upgrade my gear, but ideally we can find some of the sweet new loots, which brings me to my next point. New gear! Let's go! While I'm too lazy to look up the exact number of legendary items added, I know it's a handful of new weapons and a handful of new legendary sets, and some plain old legendary new gear that does not belong in a set, that is universal. Any character can use it. And the first thing I need to say is, holy shit, they nailed the aesthetic of these items. I think I found about 5 new legendaries in total, like 2 or 3 guns and then 2 or 3 pieces of armor. They all look so cool. They added new mods for both weapons and armor, and some of these mods are absolutely outrageous. I really can't wait to try out some of these new sets when I am capable of farming all of them to try them out. But holy shit, they look cool, and they are also really effective. And with the addition of all this new gear, they added a new type of gear, which ties along to the next thing, which is the Apocalypse tiers. Apocalypse tiers replace the old world tier / what was it, challenge tier, chaos tier, is that Borderlands? I don't know. The old system we had with the 2 weird ways of doing it, doesn't matter, that shit's gone. Now we have the Apocalypse tier system, which you can level up both through the campaign and doing expeditions, and the new dungeon of Taria Gratar. All of those areas where you earn XP now contribute to your Apocalypse tier. These tiers are a way to make your character stronger. You do get rewarded with loot boxes, or I don't know what you want to call them, after you reach a certain milestone. So I know I got a brand new legendary gun when I hit Apocalypse tier 18, and they go up to a very high level. And man, oh man, when you increase the Apocalypse tiers, it's like raising the difficulty for everything. Makes it very hard. The expedition I was running became super challenging when I turned it on to 18. I actually died so many times. That's why I stopped playing to make this video, because I kept dying and I ran out of drop pod points to upgrade my gear, so gotta go back down to 17. Anywho, this is a very, very simple system. Replaces the world tier and the challenge tier shit, which was just trash and didn't make any sense. Have one challenge tier system for expeditions and endgame and one for the campaign, which who the hell even cared about that? Now we have it streamlined. It's all one thing, Apocalypse tiers. Get that XP, level up your Apocalypse tiers to have a harder challenge, harder enemies, and to increase the item levels or levels of your gear. That's how you get your overall gear up to 75, which, yeah, that seems like it's going to be one hell of a grind. The Apocalypse tiers aren't the only things with the Apocalypse treatment. We actually got Apocalypse gears, so Apocalypse gears, tiers, and an Apocalypse gear is the lit shit, bro. That's going to give you a 3rd mod slot on your armor. I think on your weapons too, but I don't have one in front of me, so I can't. Yes, I'll say yes, but I don't know. Anyway, so on your armor, you definitely get 3 slots. It's badass. It is still limited, so you can only mod 1 of those slots at Zahedi. So 2 of those slots are very, very locked in. You cannot mess with them once you change the first one. But the addition of a 3rd mod slot on your armor is so absolutely badass. Admittedly, I've only found absolute horse shit, which doesn't contribute to my build at all with this Apocalypse gear. But it is still cool nonetheless, and gives us more build diversity. And for me, a person who always makes a glass cannon, I think it'll be very helpful to hopefully find another piece of defense on my armor, because man, oh man, dying in this game sucks ass. All of these additions to the game create a very, very, very fun, improved, awesome experience. I cannot comment on server instability. I played in the middle of the day today during lunch, and nobody's on because everybody's working and shit, so I can't tell you if it's going to be logged Outriders like the day 1 when this game launched and we couldn't play, and then we're crying, and then I have to go, Mom, my server's not working. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem. We can only hope. I do think that if you loved Outriders and you're disappointed with how short it was, disappointed with the lack of variety in the endgame content, disappointed with the lack or limitations of gear, and disappointed with the challenge of going up to the top and realizing, holy shit, there's nothing left to do in this game, Now you have a reason to come back and play. It's the same old game. If you didn't enjoy the combat, I don't know how the hell you made it like 10 minutes into this video. You are probably a sadomasochist, which, hey, I'm not judging. I absolutely love the combat. I'm playing the shit out of the Trickster right now. I miss this game. I love doing videos on this game. I hope that you have fun with it too. And if you open up your wallet and you don't like it, definitely don't remember me. I don't know who you are. What are we talking about? What did I say in this video? And until next time, we out.